Galaga. What can I say about Galaga? It's a game that I have always loved. It's my favorite arcade game of all time. Ever since I was little and I first played it with my mom and dad on the Namco Museum for PlayStation, Galaga, which I have here on the 7800, it's always been one of my favorite games. I can't recall the amount of hours I've played Galaga on many different collections. This one in particular, I remember very fond memories of very, very early Sunday mornings playing it with my mom and dad. My mom's baking cookies, that sweet smell of cookies in the air. It's just, I don't know, it's just something about that memory is always stuck in my brain, and I've always adored Galaga. And while I do love other arcade games, it just holds a spot. Anytime I see a Galaga arcade machine, I have to stop and play it. In fact, here is a picture of me and my dad playing Galaga at an arcade in Tennessee whenever I was a teenager. It's always been part of my gaming DNA, I guess I would say. So I finally broke down and bought an arcade 1up machine. Walmart had them marked down for about $200. I thought that was a pretty fair price to give one of these things a try, since I hadn't actually played with one yet. And of the machines they had the Street Fighter 2 machine, they had the Rampage machine, which is tempting because it had like Gauntlet and Defender and stuff on it. They had the Pac-Man one, which the Pac-Man one looked awesome. But there was one single machine there that I really saw, and I decided that's the one I'm getting, and it was the Galaga machine. So today, Geeks and Gamers, we're going to look at my arcade 1up Galaga machine. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and we're going to have a good old time. The arcade 1up Galaga cabinet. What is there to really say? This cabinet, to me at least, is really close to being perfect. I think the price I gave for it, the $200, was a fair price for what I got here. Just in case you don't know what these machines are, they're arcade machines. They come in a box, a big old box. You put them together yourself. This one took me about 30 minutes. Not very hard. I did buy the riser because I liked it to be a little taller because I'm a tall dude. Other than that, let's just get into it. I have to say that this is my favorite way to play Galaga. Ever since I was little and I've played Galaga, growing up, I've always noticed a big difference between playing Galaga in the arcade and having that arcade control and playing Galaga on a controller. It just doesn't feel right on a controller. So getting to actually have this machine and play Galaga this way is so freaking cool. I absolutely love it. I think the actual like emulation of the game is perfect. I've gotten really far in the game. I forgot where I've gotten. It was like level 20 something, like 22, 23, somewhere around there is the farthest I've gotten so far. I've gotten a pretty good high score. It's just, you know, with these kind of products, I was a little suspicious going into it. I mean, the idea of getting to buy your own arcade machine and build it, you know, there has to be some caveats. And let's just go ahead and get those out of the way. The marquee itself does not light up. That is sad. I think they have fixed that in later 1UP releases. But this was an early release. So the actual marquee on top does not light up, which is very sad. I wish I could like replace that with an actual light up marquee. I'm sure I could mod it somehow. Maybe that's something I'll do along the you know, like down the road or something. Other than that, what else can I say? I think that the buttons, they feel really good while you're playing, but I do have to say that they are loud. The fire button is a loud button, and you know, maybe I don't really recall hearing the fire button when I played the arcade version, mainly because like I was playing in a loud arcade, but I can definitely hear this one a lot. The machine itself does come with 2 games, Galaga and Galaxian. Don't really care about Galaxian. I love Galaga. That's why I bought it. Galaxian's okay to go back to here and there, but it's a very primitive game. I would rather play Space Invaders, honestly. But Galaga, fantastic game. That's the reason why I bought this machine. I do kind of wish this had 4 games like the other machines. I don't know why this and the Pac-Man machine only have 2 games. They could have easily put the other Galaga games in here, Galaga 88 and Galapus. They could have easily put those games on here and made it 4 games, but hey, I'm paying for Galaga. I got Galaga. I do think it is a good size. I have a stool that I actually use when I'm playing, and sitting at this little stool and playing the game is actually really comfortable. It's right at my level with the riser. It feels really nice to play. I love the artwork on this thing. This thing looks beautiful. And what can I say? It looks like I own the small Galaga arcade cabinet. The build quality is really good, which is something I was also really iffy about while putting together. And, you know, because it's made out of wood, so I was like, oh man, I don't know about this. But after I actually put it together and it all came together, I was really surprised. By how nice this thing is. It does have 3 volume settings. You can keep it on the middle like I do, which is I think is a good like amount of audio. You can also turn it up all the way, which is super fucking loud, or turn it all the way down to quiet. And that's something that I use sometimes whenever I am playing and other people that live in my apartment are asleep. I turn it all the way down and I play very quietly. Except for that button. That fucking fire button's loud as shit. Love Galaga. Classic game. So addictive. I mean, you know, it's a basic, you know, spaceship shooter. You shoot the aliens coming from the top of the screen. But I love the amount of skill the game actually takes. Not only with dodging enemy fire and oncoming enemies and shooting them all down, to actually get the highest points, also including the challenge round. You have to know where to sit on each stage to shoot all the enemies. You have to know when to shoot the enemies. Most of the time, if the enemy is moving, you actually get more points for shooting them. So shooting them while they're stationary may be easier, but if you really want those points, you gotta pace it out like that. One thing I will say is that while I have gotten very, very far in this version, I cannot show you my high score because for some freaking reason, every time I turn the machine off and on, my high score is saved in the leaderboards, but my high score does not show up top. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's an issue. I really wish I could show my high score on the top of the screen. If anybody knows how to fix that, please let me know. But it is
Hey geeks and gamers, TurboBot90013 here. Remember to subscribe to the TurboZone for more content. The Arcade Overlord, thank you. Stay retro. TurboZone.